let's talk some Lions preseason. So, Lions, another comeback victory in the preseason. They beat the Steelers. Hendon Hooker has earned the backup spot. So, at this point, the rosters have been made. So, I think that's basically what I would like to look at here. But as far as the game itself, look, I love seeing the comeback wins. I don't like that you get behind, but obviously it's preseason. So, guys are, not playing necessarily at even levels. But either way, it was a good game. It was a good win for the Lions. Good to see the guys kind of, come out there. And Jake Bates, he missed another kick, though, he only missed 2 total kicks in the preseason. So he did pretty well as well overall. But want to take a look here at this post that I saw on the Lions Reddit subreddit here. Actually, let me see. I'm almost certain that this user did like another version of it. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, maybe not. All right, maybe not. So yeah, this is a great chart where it breaks down 2023 roster compared with the 2024 roster, all that good stuff. So let me actually. Yeah, okay. So this is basically the situation. Or hold on. We're gonna get the official Lions depth chart. Hold on. Because this is like now this is now like out. So this is great. I love our lads. Great website. Great website. So they're not. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. So on the offensive side from your starters, you got Khalif Raymond. You got Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Taylor Decker, Graham Glasgow, Frank Ragnow, Kevin Zeitler, Penei Sewell, Sam Laporta, Jared Goff, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Not a whole lot of surprises there as far as starters. On the defensive side, you got Marcus Davenport, DJ Reader, Aleem McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, Carlton Davis, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Terrion Arnold, and Amik Robertson. And then on special teams, you got Jack Fox, Jake Bates, Hogan Hatton, who I believe is also like the 3rd string tight end or something like that. Or no, that's Parker Heese. How could I forget? Jack Fox is also, I don't know what H is. I don't know. Khalif Raymond is a punt returner. Craig Reynolds, kick returner. Will Dorsey's in there as well. And you got a bunch of guys in practice squad, but I'm not really going to talk about them. Look, so a couple of guys that have made the team as far as in the depth chart. Isaiah Williams, he's a guy that I talked about who was, he made an impact in the preseason. He managed to make the team. He is your 4th wide receiver for this team. And do I think he's going to be, Amon-Ra St. Brown 2.0? No, I don't think so. But he is a good receiver. He performed well in the preseason. I think he could be a solid depth piece for the offense. On the other end of it, you also have Sione Vaki in a deep, and I mean deep, running back room. He's the 4th running back in the room behind Craig Reynolds. But honestly, if I'm being frank, I think I put him ahead of Craig Reynolds, even though Craig Reynolds has the experience. He's been on the team for, at this point, this is year 4, I want to say, of him being on the team. And I love Craig Reynolds. He's just a dog. All that guy does is work and, score touchdowns occasionally. But Sione Vaki, definitely a player to watch for sure. No doubt about it. But looking at the team as a whole, somebody of note is missing from the quarterback room. And that is one Nate Sutfeld. I don't want to say that I got this guy cut because I didn't get him cut. But I will say that I was on the team that helped him get cut. The first preseason game that I watched and that they watched together, it was clear to me. Nate Sutfeld is not an NFL quarterback. He's not a backup quarterback. If you need him to come into your game and win you're not going to win. So Hendon Hooker wins the job. He deserved it. He performed, I think, very well over the preseason. I don't know where some Lions fans on Sports Talk were saying Hendon Hooker looked like terrible. Like, what are you talking about? Hendon Hooker looked really solid throughout the preseason. He led, in both the wins, he was the quarterback that played most of the time and led the winning and led the comeback in both occasions. So like this idea that Hendon Hooker is some scrub is just total nonsense. I don't know where people are coming from. Like he showed ability on his feet. He showed ability throwing the ball. Yes, it took him a little bit to get comfortable. Yes, he still needs to be developed, and he's not a starting quarterback right now. But to act like he's some scrub, I think is just totally ridiculous. So I'm glad to see him make the team, and I'm looking forward to not having to. I'm looking forward to having an actual quarterback in Jared Goff running the offense. But either way, I guess I'm not like a doomer about the Hendon Hooker draft pick like many people are. I can't be upset about it when he's proven to be a really solid backup. I mean, you took him in the 3rd round. It's not like it's not like you took him, first overall. So yeah. But on the defensive side, this is a very different unit from what it once was. So what I do like about this graphic here that was posted on Reddit is it'll highlight the names of different players that have come in and taken the spot. So last year on the offensive side, your backup was Teddy Bridgewater. Now it's Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker off of the IR, healthy, ready to go. Your 3rd and 4th running backs you didn't have last year. You had David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, and apparently Jason Kabinda was listed in the running back room. He is still a free agent. For anybody who wants a fullback, they can go out and get Jason Kabinda. But Craig Reynolds and Sione Vaki both brought in from into the running back room. Passing game, you now have less receivers. You got Amon-Ra, Jamison Williams replacing Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond sticks around, and Isaiah Williams replacing Marvin Jones, and no one to replace Antoine Green. Look, Marvin Jones and Antoine Green did nothing for this offense. I think Marvin Jones, his most notable moment was fumbling during the Chiefs game. I want to say that was like the only thing I can really remember about Marvin Jones last year on this team. He really didn't do a whole lot. He retired in the middle of the season. Look, I have a lot of respect and love for Marvin Jones. He was a great player, a couple of years back with the Lions, with Stafford and all them. He was one of the bright spots of those bad teams. But, yeah, he really didn't do much for you. Your tight end room is exactly the same. Sam Laporta, Brock Wright. Although you do replace James Mitchell with Parker Hesse. I don't know Parker Hesse from a hole in the wall, but yeah, you do that. Your special teams room, also pretty different. You got Jake Bates and Hogan Hatton as your long snappers, replacing Riley Patterson and Scott Daly. Jack Fox sticking around. Jack Fox, one of the better punters in the league, consistently booms the punts back well into, their own territory. So good stuff from there. Offensive line is basically exactly the same. The only it's a little bit deeper this season. You got Taylor Decker, Penei Sewell, Colby Swordstill, and that's the offensive tackle, I should say, not just offensive line. Dan Skipper replacing Matt Nelson, and Giovanni Manu as another member of the tackle squad. Interior O-line, Frank Ragnow and Graham Glasgow sticking around. Jonah Jackson and Hal Vaitai replaced by Kevin Zeitler, Coyote Owasika, and Michael Neese also comes in. So you got a deeper offensive line room. On the defensive tackle side, Aleem McNeil sticks around. Isaiah Buggs replaced with DJ Reader. Levi Onwuzurike sticks around. Benito Jones replaced with Mekhi Wingo. And Broderick Martin, no replacement. Really, it's a little disappointing in Broderick Martin. He really hasn't done much of anything. He just can't stay healthy, and he didn't even make the starting team. I mean, even on the box scores, I keep saying box score. Even on the depth chart, he's not even present like anywhere. He's straight up not. He's straight up just not there. So yeah, too bad for him. But on the edge front, Aiden Hutchinson sticking around. You got Marcus Davenport replacing Charles Harris. John Kaminsky sticking around. Josh Pascal, and James Houston. But you lose the Aquara brothers, Romeo and Julian. Not really much of a loss for either of those guys. It was always a health question with both of them. They would show some flashes where you were like, wow, maybe we could have something with Romeo and Julian Aquara, but they just never really did much of anything. I think replacing Charles Harris and Marcus Davenport, if Marcus Davenport can stay healthy, then yeah, this could be a really, really huge impact. Could be a really big upgrade. John Kaminsky's a kind of a locker room guy, a vet. Josh Pascal has shown some flashes, and James Houston is basically an automatic sack. So, just hoping that James Houston can, show out here. Linebacker room is basically exactly the same, and it really shouldn't change. The linebackers for the Lions last year were really good. Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, Malcolm Rodriguez, Jalen Reese-Maybin, and you replace Anthony Pittman with Ben Neiman. Probably not going to see much of the field, but hey, he's a replacement. The CBs, however, massive replacements. You replace Cam Sutton, Jerry Jacobs, Emmanuel Mosley, and we'll get to that. And Will Harris with Carlton Davis, Terrion Arnold, Amik Robertson, Ennis Rakestraw, and Kindle Vildor. Also, no Stephen Gilmore. Khalil Dorsey is the only corner that stuck around from last year's starting corner group. So you still got Khalil Dorsey, he's all right. He's not doesn't blow you away, but he can play a lot. He can play all over the field. He plays special teams as well, so he's a valuable guy. And you move Brian Branch into the safety room, so you replace him in that sense. But I mean, to say we get rid of Sutton, who was, he had his own problems. He was not coming back to the team, but he's still in the league somehow. You get rid of Sutton. You get rid of Jerry Jacobs, who started off really, really solid last year and just fell off. Emmanuel Mosley, who just couldn't stay healthy, unfortunately, and Will Harris, who was another one. And you replace them all with guys that, I think all of those guys are better. Kindle Vildor, jokes aside, Kindle Vildor, outside of the NFC Championship game, was not like a terrible player, but it is what it is. That's the CB room. And then in the safety room, another room with a decent amount of replacements. You replace CJ Gardner-Johnson with Brian Branch, who moved from the CB room into the safeties. Kirby Joseph, Ifatu Melo-Fonmu, both sticking around. And you replace Tracy Walker with Brandon Joseph and Lauren Strickland. So look, just going up and down that, especially in the defensive back position group, this team is a very improved unit on the defensive side. The offense is what it is. It got better, technically, I'd say, because you add in Jamison Williams for the full season, and he's been looking really good throughout the preseason here. You get a kicker there. Your offensive line is a little better with Zeitler now. This team is a Super Bowl team. This team is a team that's very much so capable of winning the Super Bowl. So go out and do it. Go out and have a year to remember, because you don't know how long your window is going to be open. And looking at this team as it stands right now, there's really not a lot of holes. If you're going to put any holes, it's going to be in the defensive back room, because Terrion Arnold is a question mark because he's a rookie. Ennis Rakestraw is a rookie as well. And outside of that, you got Amik Robertson, who is an okay DB, and Carlton Davis, who is good but might be past his prime. So that they flipped the script on the DB room because you had to. But yeah, this is a really good looking unit. And another question mark would be Marcus Davenport's health. If he could stay healthy, is Aiden Hutchinson going to have his right-hand man to assist in adding pressures? We know James Houston can do that on passing downs, but he might not necessarily be an everyday guy, or an every down guy, I should say. So yeah, this is a really good team. And I do think they are a Super Bowl team. So let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear any objections and any things I didn't bring up. Just let me know in the comments, because this team is really good, and I'm looking forward to the season. It cannot start soon enough. Rams, Sunday Night Football, NBC, the whole shebang. Looking forward to it. Starting the season with Tarico again. That's actually kind of crazy. So yeah. Can't start soon enough. That's all I'll say. Hi, it's me again. If you enjoyed what you just saw, hit the like and subscribe button. We do live shows every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there.